Hello, it's not you, it's not me, 90% sure it's not me, it's Microsoft. So I have now opened openhermes 2.5 Mistral 7b, and I ask a question here in Autogen 2. What is the capital of Denmark, for example, and it runs and I get a response. The capital of Denmark is Copenhagen. Cool. I tried this previously. I haven't got the previous models here, but I am trying to explain this to you. If you're using Ollama and Litellm on Autogen 2, it will not work on Windows PCs currently. First of all, Ollama doesn't install on Windows, and that's their choice, fine. They install on Linux and Mac perfectly fine. But if you do install Ollama on Windows, you do it through PowerShell and you set up Ubuntu on it using WSL, and I put that out in my previous video about how you do that. But then if you want to run Litellm to be able to serve the models from Ollama, which is also serving it, then I ran an Anaconda environment. Now I haven't got the Anaconda environment in this situation running on PowerShell with Ubuntu, but it is possible to do that. I'm not 100% sure it will or will not work, but then I would also need to run both Autogen and Litellm on PowerShell Ubuntu, and that, fair enough. But if you're doing it the way that I've set it up, where you have Ollama server on WSL and Litellm running on Anaconda and Autogen running on Anaconda, then just through the Windows platform, it's not going to function for you. And you'll be sitting there scratching your head wondering why and what did you do wrong and all these other things. So I used Lmstudio on the other hand, and openhermes works seemingly fine. Now, just to get a little bit into what we have in Autogen so far. So skills are one set of things. So like as in, you can add in more skills. Like I want to add in DuckDuckGo search, and maybe I'll also load in Stable Diffusion, and I'm already seeing that there's probably going to be issues for me running this on Windows. But let's assume that works perfectly fine. You add those skills in, and then you can go and create an agent. Now, this doesn't seem to be 100% necessary, though if you have multiple agents, then you can add multiple agents to the workflows, and it's just, I think, easier. So you create an agent, a local one, and I call it an assistant, call it local, it doesn't really matter. And then I have localhost Mistral onto, I gave the name Mistral, and it's actually now openhermes. Okay, so then move on to workflows, and this is where it actually is important. And here's the local workflow. Now, if you're going setting this up, you're going to be doing the same thing as I've done here. You're going to go down to localhost 1234/v1. Now, if you want to know where that comes from over here, localhost v1. Okay. Now, and just for those that don't know, if you want, you can stop server, choose different models, and here, for example, you can go through the ones that you think will be best suited for you. I have an average graphics card, but just below average for this kind of work. So I have to stick with something that is relatively small, 4, 5, 6 gigabytes in actual size, and a bit quantized if possible. So you click on this button over here with the 2 arrows pointing in opposite directions, and then click on the one that you want, and then it's loaded. You can eject it, and you start your server. Pops up perfectly fine. Now we've got our workflow here, and the workflow is we can give it extra skills. So some of the skills that are in here They need GPT-4, which I do have, but I decided not to use it in this instance. And because I'd like to run everything locally. Then you have the communication channel, so it's going to a primary assistant, which I'm just using the same thing again, so local also. And yeah, so now that it's up and running, you go into Playground and you can say, well, let's click on this primary, write a Python script to plot a sine wave and save it to disk as a PNG file. Now, I'm not 100% certain that this will work, but so be it. Anyhow, I'm very disappointed in the fact that the Ollama issue has come up for me with the Light LLM. And over the past few months, I found that there's like a favoritism seemingly from Microsoft towards helping Mac and Linux. And I know that they're building on those systems themselves, but it's just very frustrating overall, and I do hate it. So file name SignPy. I'd like to know where it's actually placed. Okay, so the user proxy SignPy PNG. Right, I save it to disk. Terminate. I don't see the image being created, and that might be for numerous reasons. So let's just go and have a look inside my C drive, users, OMT, Light LLM, or Lmstudio. Is it in here? Let's just do a search for it. Guaranteed this won't work. How would it? All these years I've been defending Microsoft over Mac, and now I find myself continuously feeling as though I made the wrong choice. And same with defending Samsung over iPhones. Yeah. So this is my complaining, about the hassles that you will have working with Microsoft products. I also, just to add insult to injury, Microsoft lied recently. Oh, Microsoft is lying and cheating against customers. That's not a surprise. Let's just do a search, narrow it down. So in the past week, oh my god, this is the one. So I actually never got to read this fully. So Microsoft cherry-picked examples of its generative AI's output after it would frequently hallucinate incorrect responses. So that's not surprising. Now, one thing that I do like and appreciate about Microsoft, just to show that I'm using Microsoft Edge. I went off of Microsoft or Chrome because I began to like Microsoft more. But they're Copilot, and I know they make it all shiny and colorful. This is actually really good. I often go to this over ChatGPT, which I pay for, so it's not like I have anything bad, and it does find articles online quicker and better than ChatGPT does most of the time. So I do want to see Microsoft do well. I just wish that they would care about producing stuff for their customers more so than they do for the competition. Well, I'm welcome to be wrong on this. Please tell me off if I am wrong, but this is how I feel about it. Thank you.